Hey champions, it's Coach Rowe coming to you on a Thursday night from Marysville, Ohio. And listen, I hope you had a great day. And listen, I started it the same way I ever did. I said, hey, you champion, right? I believe every one of you is a champion. Why? Because the definition of a champion is someone who gets back up even when they can't. And we've all gone through challenges in life. We've all gone through setbacks. We've all been knocked down in life. And the point is that you got back up. Why? Because like as Muhammad Ali said, the canvas is no place for a champion. And the reason why he said that was they asked him, why did you get back up? He said, the canvas is no place for a champion, and I didn't like the view. And a lot of us have to get back up. Why? Because we don't like the view when we're laying on the canvas. So I just want to congratulate every one of you guys for being a champion, for making it through some tough times, for making it through some challenges that other people just would have given up on. So my message to you tonight is your dream worth it? Or what is your dream worth? And I'm not just talking about a dream. I just put dream, but I'm talking about what are your goals worth? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to put aside? What are you willing to put more time and effort into? Not just for your dreams, not just for something you might want to accomplish in life, but maybe for your goals. Maybe it's for your wellness goals. You want to start feeling healthier. Maybe it's you have some relationship goals that you want to try to make better. Maybe deep down you know your relationship with your wife or your husband or your family could be better with your friends. My question is, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do to get healthy? What are you willing to do to lose that weight? Hey, Tommy. Hey, Maya. Glad to have you on. What are you willing to do to live a healthier lifestyle? What are you willing to do to make those changes that the doctor told you better start making now because you may want to pay the price later? What are those goals? What are you willing to do to make that job success, not that job, to make that business that you started successful? How much time are you willing to put in? How much sacrifice? What are you willing to do? Most people don't do it. Most people quit before they get started. Most people they quit before they even know what success is. And listen, failure is not the end of the road. It's only the bend in the road unless you fail to make the turn. Let me say that again. Failure is not the end of the road. It's just a bend in the road unless you fail to make the turn. So I just want to share this quick message with you guys tonight. A while back, I was talking to my friend John. You know, he's from Ohio. We were sitting there talking, and I said, he said, I used to live in Boston years and years ago. And I said, what did you do up there, John? I worked in the ballet. I said, what did you do? He said, I was one of the dancers in the ballet. Now, he's older now. He hasn't done it for a long time. And that fascinated me. Why? Because I never expected him to say that. And it's really, we can't see what's on the inside of people. We don't know what people's dreams and goals are on the inside. And he said, I was a ballet dancer. Not just a ballet dancer, but a professional ballet dancer. I had never met a ballet dancer before, so I started asking him questions because I wanted to see his story. I wanted to see what made him want to do that. What made him want to become a ballet dancer? What did it take to do it? And that's what I wanted to ask you guys is, what is it going to take for you guys to be successful in your business? What is it going to take for you guys to be successful in your health journey? What is it for you guys to be successful, to become the healthiest you've ever been? What's it going to take? So I asked John, I said, John, tell me, what did it take for you to do that? What did you have to go through? He said, well, Roland, he said, we had to work out an hour and a half a day. I said, John, that's not too bad. An hour and a half of work out an hour and a half a day to be a professional ballet dancer. I go to the gym for an hour and a half a day. He said, no, Roland, you don't understand. Let me share this with you. He said, when I say work out, that's an hour and a half of stretching, maybe some weights, maybe practicing a little bit of the routine, but it was mostly stretching out and working out. So I said, you have to do that just for an hour and a half a day? He said, yeah, and then we had this 6 days a week. He said, but now listen, this is the key. For the next 7 hours a day, 7 hours, we had to practice the routine. So he was in practice, he was warming up for an hour and a half a day, and then he had to go practice the routine for 7 hours a day. So he was working out 8.5 hours a day, 6 days a week. Let me ask you guys, if you're going after your goals, are you willing to put in 8.5 hours a day? Are you willing to work out when it hurt, when he didn't feel like doing it, To stretch out when nobody's watching, when you're trying to get healthy or lose weight or whatever it is you want to do, are you willing to put in the time? We don't have to put in 8 hours a day to get healthy. We just got to make a few changes. But here's what he said. I said, why did you have to do that? He said, because we had to follow the routine. We had to get the routine down. We had to get every single step, every single time had to be the exact same thing. He said, not only that, Roland, but I had to know what everybody else was doing besides me. So not only did he have to know what he was doing, he had to know what everybody else was doing. What you guys are going after, you're going after your goals and your dreams. You don't have to do what he did. You don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. Here's our problem. We just worry about what everybody else is saying about us. And that causes us to quit. He had to know what everybody else was doing. All we worry about is what other people are saying about us. Les Brown said, other people's opinion of us is none of our business. So if somebody doesn't like that you're on a wellness plan, if somebody doesn't like that you're starting in a business, listen, get them out of your life. It doesn't matter what they think about you. All that matters is what God thinks about you, because he's the one that made you, and it's none of your business what other people think about you. So anyway, let me get back on track. So now I started to calculate this out. I said, John, how long is how long is the event? How long is the routine? How long is the show that people pay all this money to go see? He said, Roland, it's 3 hours long. 3 hours long. And he said, but let me share what that 3 hours is like. It's equal to running a full marathon over 26 miles. And he said, I don't mean jogging the marathon. I don't mean walking for 13 miles and jogging for 13. It's like running a 26-mile marathon in a 3-hour ballet show. So a lot of us, we see those people doing the ballet and we're like, look at them. What are they doing? Listen, they put the work in. They do a lot of work. So I started calculating. I'm like, this is so interesting to me. This is fascinating because I love when people go after their dreams. I love when people put in the work. I love when people stick to their plan no matter what other people say about them. So I started to calculate all this time and I asked them how many shows they did. And listen to this. This is what it came out to. They practiced and they studied and they worked out 170 hours to put on a 3-hour show. Let me say that again. 170 hours of practicing and working out and doing the routine day in and day out for a 3-hour show. We're not willing to put in, some of us, 30 minutes a day on a workout to save our lives, to change our lives, to give our lives more quality and more value as we get older. We're not even willing to roll out of bed a half hour early. He did doing 170 hours for a 3-hour show. For what? To give other people enjoyment and to make other people happy that came to see the show. And we can't even spend 30 minutes or 15 minutes on our own self to make ourselves healthier, to give ourselves a better quality of life. We can't even put in the time, the extra time, stay away from the TV for an extra hour a night to work on our dream, to build our goals. Listen, I'll tell you guys, I'm in network marketing. I think I love it. I don't think I love it. I think it's the best opportunity out there. Why? Because it gives the average person a chance to make an above average income. Why? Because it gives a person a chance to really see what their value is. Why? Because it gives people a chance to surround themselves with other like-minded people, and it could potentially change their lives. But if they don't get the results they want in 30 minutes, they quit. If they don't get the results on the product that they want in 15 minutes, they quit. This guy's willing to put in 170 hours to do a 3-hour presentation to change other people's lives, to give them enjoyment, to let them forget about the past for a while. But yet we can't even invest in ourselves. And here's what else he said. Roland, you really got to understand this. He said, I had to study it for 7 years before I could start practicing it. So he had to study ballet for 7 years before he could become a ballet dancer. Study it for 7, to work out for 8.5 hours a day for a 3-hour presentation to change other people's lives. So I said, John, that's so much work. Why did you do it? Why did you do it? He said, Roland, I did it because I loved it. It was something I always wanted to do. I said, did you always like doing it, John? Did you always like going to work? doing 8.5 hours. He goes, someday I hated it. I hated it, Roland. I said, well, why did you keep doing it if you hated it? See, and here's the point I want to make. When you guys go after what you want, you're not always going to like it. Some days you're going to hate it. Some days I hate going to the gym 20 miles each way. Some days I hate it. But why do I do it? Because it makes me a better person, because I feel better, because I think I'm adding value to my life. And by adding value to my life, I can add value to other people's lives. So I said, why do you do it, John? Why did you do it for all those times? For 8 years he did it. And then the physical aspect of it, and the physical started to break down his body, so he had to retire from the profession. But he said, you know something, Roland? Those 170 hours of training and working out for a 3-hour show, when those curtains opened, and we brought joy to those people, when we heard them clap and we heard them laugh and we just made them feel good, that was worth it. When they gave us a standing ovation because they loved what we did, it was worth it. We did it because we could change people's lives. I love making people feel good. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Just if you think about what you're doing, you could change people's lives. When you get healthier, not only will you change your life, you'll change the quality of life for your whole family and the people that you work with. When you get involved in a business or something you want to try, when you go after your dreams and your goals, not only are you changing your lives, but you're going to start using your gift to change other people's lives around you. But see, we're just so much focused on the inside and being selfish that we don't see the changes that we can make on the outside. See, John saw that. He saw that if I worked 170 hours to do a 3-hour presentation that's equal to running a 26-mile marathon, I'm going to change somebody's life. If you guys are willing to get on a health plan, whatever it is, I'm just using examples. If you're willing to get on a health plan, to stick with it day in and day out, not only are you going to change your lives, listen, if you don't feel good enough about it, you can't do it for yourself, do it for somebody else. Get healthy so you can change somebody else's life. Why? So they don't have to be bringing you to the doctor and taking care of you when you get older because you didn't take care of yourself when you were younger. So if you're not willing to do it for yourself, do it so they don't have to take care of you when you get older. That's an idea. But see, here's what happened. A lot of people think your actions predict your future. No, it's your habits create your actions. So it's really your habits that predict your future. So what do you have to do? You have to change your habits. What did John have to do? They had a daily habit. He said, Roland, we had to eat right. We had to make sure we got enough sleep. We had to get enough. All that stuff they had to do, it was the stretching. It was all part of a plan. It was all part of the story. But they created the habits, and his habits predicted his future, being a professional ballet dancer for some of the top ballet companies in the world. See, so what you have to do is, your actions aren't predicting your future. What you're doing now, that's not predicting your future. It's your habits that are predicted. Your habits are creating your actions. And your actions, so therefore your actions, your habits predict what your future. So you guys have to change your habits. So whatever it is, I know I say it every single time I talk to you guys. If you're not on a health plan, get on a health plan. If you're not drinking enough water every day, start with that. It's simple and it's free and it's easy to do, and you never have to you never have to leave your house. If it's that you don't eat breakfast every day or you don't eat all day, that could become a habit. Start eating breakfast every day. Listen, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. John didn't become a professional dancer overnight. He did it over time. You guys can change your lives if you just do it over time. But it starts with one step. It starts with working out. It starts with getting up early. It starts with making some of those changes. It starts with changing what you're putting in your mind every day. It starts with maybe picking up a book and reading 10 pages a day of something positive. Maybe getting rid of CNN, constant negative news. Maybe it's putting some good music in the car on the way to work instead of headbanging music. Maybe it's listening to a good podcast or an audiobook. Start feeding your mind. You start feeding your body. And just like John, that's doing the work. That's the workout. It'll change your life. So listen, that was my message for you guys today. I just want to share that with you because I know that if a guy can put in 170 hours for a 3-hour show to change somebody's lives, you guys can put in a little bit of time every single day that not only will change your life, will change the lives of people all around you. So I'm Coach Rowe coming to you from Marysville, Ohio. I just wanted to share this message with you. I'll tell you what I say every single time. If you know somebody, if you got value, maybe you can leave a comment. If not, that's okay too. You could share it with somebody that maybe they're looking to make some changes. They want to create some new habits. I'd appreciate it because I can't do it by myself. And maybe you could tag somebody. That's all that I ask. And if you guys want one of my free mindset of finding your why, or one of my other programs that I have, I'll be happy to send that to you. If you send it to me, if you send me a DM, a direct message, I'll get it out to you. Maybe that's for you, maybe it's not. I just want to offer it to you. You guys have to make the choice. You guys have to make the first move. I can't do it. You take a step, I'll take a step. But all I know is this: one small step at a time can change your life. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for getting on. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks.